Skill for Employment 1, Unit 4. In this we have 3 subtopics. The first one is reading, barriers, reading strategies. Second one, reading strategies. And the third one, barriers to reading. First one, reading, barriers and reading strategies. Introduction to reading. Reading refers to understanding a passage or text that you read. Some texts are easy to understand and some are difficult, depends on the subject matter, the type of vocabulary and the grammatical structures used in the passage, and your knowledge of the world. Read a variety of texts to improve your reading ability. In today's globalized world, technical students are expected to have good reading skills in order to acquire knowledge and express themselves with ease and confidence. Reading strategies. Before reading the text, look at the title and ask yourself the following questions. What do I know about this topic? What will it most likely be about? How is it likely to develop? You can do this above by looking at the layout and structure of the text or passage, getting an overview of the text by looking at the headings and the highlighted words of points, if any. Reading the first and the last paragraph of the passage. Examining the captions on the pictures, graphs, and tables. While reading the text, observe the development of the idea. Check whether it matches with your idea prior to your reading the text. Note whether the content is similar to or different from your idea. Identify the areas that require a detailed reading. Reread the difficult lines or paragraphs. Understand the author's point of view or bias towards the topic. Keep the purpose of reading in mind. Now we are going to see the kinds of reading. There are 3 kinds of reading exist. They are skimming, scanning, reading to understand. First one, skimming. Skimming means read quickly to get an overall idea or gist. Second one, scanning. Look for specific information. Reading to understand. Read closely to understand a passage in detail. Reading text, your understanding ability. Your general understanding of what is explicitly stated. Your understanding of the text in detail. The author's opinion or perspective. What may be inferred from the passage rather than what is explicitly stated. Reading means to understand the content of a given text. After you have read the text, you must answer the questions at the end in your own words to demonstrate your grasp of the ideas that are in the text. The answer should be logical and within the scope of the given questions. Barriers to reading. Our mind is not prepared. So much distractions and distracting thoughts. Doing some simple relaxation sequences with show by deep diaphragmatic breathing, routines with a physiologically relaxed body to go along prior to reading would easily resolve this issue. Regression. Rereading the same information many times over. Subvocalization. Saying the words silently in our head while reading. Lack of concentration. Our mind wanders often while reading, most often due to our mind is not prepared. Reading word by word, focusing our eyes on one word at a time, moving one space and focusing on the next word. Lack of grammatical and linguistic competence. Many people cannot read effectively because they fail to decrypt grammatical and lexical units of language in the text. They lack the ability to differentiate and recognize the words, sentences, expressions used in the text. It hampers the process of reading. Lack of motivation. Reading for information and knowledge requires motivation and discipline. Many people think reading as boring and time-consuming task. Lack of proper motivation and goal may create barrier to reading. Lack of concentration. If the reader lacks concentration while reading, he just will turn pages after pages without much comprehension. Reading is psycholinguistic process. It requires careful attention of the reader. Proper light and ventilation. A reader has to struggle a lot to read in dim light or dark rooms. If proper ventilation is not there in the reading room, reader may feel suffocated or tired. Size of the book. Normally, people prefer reading small size articles and text. If the book contains volumes of pages, it decreases the interest of the reader. Articulating the words and sentences loudly. Many readers have habit to articulate loudly or murmur the words in the text. They buzz each word, which creates a barrier to speed reading. Putting finger, pen or any object on the words and sentences while reading. Many people put their finger or pen on the text while reading. They move the finger or object from word to word, which lowers down the process of reading. Narrow eye span. Many readers read the text into independent eye shift between each and every word. They have narrow eye span. It not only decreases the speed of reading but also affects the comprehension. Shorter the eye span, slower the speed and comprehension. Readers require proper training and techniques to expand their eye span. Finally, we come to the end of the unit 4. This unit is the smallest unit that we have in Skill for Employment 1. Hope you understood the class today. Thank you.